Hey everybody, it's Adam. Welcome back to the channel. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to come by. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. The title may or may not be kind of, I guess, the key as to what we're talking about here, really. But we're going to start by talking about the Nintendo Direct that came out on the 8th, which was my first real Nintendo Direct, I guess, forever, or in ever, I guess. So there's a couple of games coming out that I kind of want to talk about, what I'm looking forward to, what I'm not really caring about, so I'll just kind of touch base on those. A couple of things about the Minecraft and what we've been working on for that, and the plans going forward with that. Nothing's really changing, just where we are. And then a couple of things actually about the general channel and some of the equipment behind it that's going to get to be upgraded, so I'm kind of excited to talk about that as well. So to start off, we're going to go with the Nintendo Direct. So the first and probably biggest one that they came out with that people are just losing their minds over, it seems. First of all, everybody's just going nuts over the Nintendo Direct in general. It's been all over the internet, so I'm sure everybody's seen it, or they're aware of it, or they've read something about it, or whatever the case may be. Some folks are kind of middle of the road, some folks are not really all that impressed, some folks are all about it. So I'm kind of like, I guess, only middle of the road because I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't have any expectations going into it. The biggest thing that I think came out of that was actually the announcement of the Super Smash Bros. Coming out to Nintendo Switch. Looks like they're going to have a couple of folks from Splatoon 2 come over as playable characters in the game, which is cool. Not played Splatoon 2, but not really played a lot of Smash Bros. To begin with either. I've seen it played, I've watched a couple videos on it, and it looks really, really enjoyable, obviously. So I may end up sinking my teeth into that one when it comes out later this year. I don't think they have a date for that one just yet, so I've got a little cheat sheet down here to talk about the ones that came through that were interesting. But I'm excited to see what it looks like come time for the platform. I'd be really interested if they could do some sort of an online multiplayer match where you can like play with your friends online. So if I have, like my friends in Michigan or New York or anywhere else in the country that don't live here or in this physical actual location to come over to play a LAN party, it'd be nice to see them to have like multiplayer option with online play. And maybe that existed in another generation and I just wasn't aware of it because I've just not really been privy to that sort of a thing. But it'd be cool to see. Mario Tennis Aces. I am not the biggest tennis fan. I have not really played any of the Mario game or Mario sport games, really, but I guess everybody says that they're always phenomenal and really fantastic, so it might be something that I end up checking out. If I don't really care for it, I probably, if I can, stick to a digital or a physical copy, so if I can always trade it in to get some sort of credit toward another game that I might want to play down the road. So I'll kind of take a look at it, see what it looks like, especially come time for it to get closer to launching, which isn't far down the road, I don't believe, but it'll be interesting to see, at least, to see how it kind of plays as a game on the whole. One that the wife is extremely excited about, actually, is the Crash Bandicoot Insanity Trilogy. So that's Crash Bandicoots number 1, 2, and 3 in one game, essentially. You get all three of them. And she's really excited to play that one. I never played any Crash Bandicoot again. I'm kind of one of those slacking nerds, I guess, but she loves those games. That was one of the reasons that we got the Switch to begin with. And so this coming out actually is perfect. It's playing right into her wheelhouse of what she wanted to see in this context or in this console, really. Simply put, it's gonna be great for her. One that I'm looking forward to is going to be Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, I think is the name of it. It looks a lot like Fez. I guess it was a part of the Wii U system, but because Wii U wasn't that big of a success, not everybody got the chance to play it. But it's coming over to the Nintendo Switch. They're adding a couple Mario Odyssey levels into it, so it's going to be what was on the Wii U and then some, which is pretty cool to hear that they're expanding it before they bring it over to a new console, and they're not just doing a direct port, which a lot of games seem to be trying to do, I guess. So it's a lot like Fez, but it has, less shitty designers. Anybody who knows who Phil Fish is will know that not a very high opinion of that individual because of several reasons. I won't get into them here because that's years old news and it's just, whatever. I played through the first Fez. I believe I finished it. I'm pretty sure I did. And it was a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. It was just, I'm just looking forward to a new world of that. In a different way, I guess, or a different take on that, using Mario and being a little more creative with controlling and manipulating the world around you to make things kind of work and piece together. I think the closest thing on mobile right now is a thing called Monument Valley, and that may exist elsewhere too, but I think that's on mobile, so it could be worth checking out. South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I've been told that this is a phenomenal game, as are most South Park games. I do enjoy South Park. I'm not the biggest fanboy, as in I don't have to sit down on the night that they air and watch them, or even within the next week. I tend to binge entire seasons when they're done. So I'll listen to it, I'll find it funny at parts, I'll laugh about it, I'll chat about it with one of my coworkers because he thinks it's hilarious too, and we think it's just asinine what they get up to, but I may or may not get this one. I probably won't be shooting to get it by the time it launches or at the time of launch. I'll probably wait a little bit. I like the concept, though, that they're starting to try to add in DLCs. I don't necessarily care for, and this is, again, just me being cheap, perhaps, but I don't necessarily care for the concept of a season pass. The only reason I got it for Fallout 4 was because it actually came with the version that I got for Game of the Year, and I didn't have to worry about paying for the DLCs. What those add in, I don't really know, because I didn't pay as much attention to that part of the presentation, but I mean, ultimately, I might or might not have a look at that. Now, for the Minecraft update, we've been doing a lot of work on the hardcore realm for the Offset Collective. What I ended up doing, the may or may not have mentioned it, I had a base that was on the ground. I actually ended up elevating it up into the sky. I'm in the middle of kind of just making it all symmetrical, and you know, in the middle, I've finished out all the platforms. They've got them all where they need to be. I feel really good with where I'm at. I think I disassembled almost everything down on the ground floor so that it looks like it was just, you know, a pen full of sheep and a pen of cows, which I do have to eventually somehow get up to the sky, so that's another piece that I got to try to figure out somehow. The next things I think I need to do is I'm going to be building on more of those a bit. I'm not going to necessarily stream that today, obviously. I plan on playing some today, but first and foremost is to edit this video and get it ready for tomorrow, because I'm a little bit behind in my filming. Second thing that I'm working on is I'm actually, and this is going into the next topic of a PC update, I'm actually upgrading a bunch of the components on my computer, because the PC parts that I'm using for the processor and motherboard are about 8 or 9 years old. And as well and good as they have been to me, they are significantly slower, and they're still a dual-core, I think, second generation Intel i3. So, what you're going to see here is going to be the AMD Ryzen 5 1400, and that's a 4-core, 3.2 gigahertz processor. We've got the Asus Prime B350M-E motherboard, and I was about to say MOBO and then stop myself. That was going to go along with the G-Skill Ripjaws 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is DDR4 2800, and the big box there on the side there is the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo CPU cooler. I already have a case that I can use, because what I ended up doing was taking from my old Dell. I just gutted it out. It ended up being a micro ATX board. Put it into a micro ATX type of a case. I bought a video card a while back, and that is going to still suit my needs for now, especially with the cost that video cards are. Now, I could, down the road, I could have today, or I should just say nowadays, upgraded and doubled the amount of RAM for the graphics card, because right now it's only a 2 gigabyte DDR5. I could have gotten a 4 gigabyte DDR5 for about $167, but I didn't really want to go at it right away, since the graphics card is still doing perfectly fine for what I need it for, and especially for the games that I'm playing. I don't need some massive beast of a graphics card. One of the reasons I was actually able to get all this stuff is because my wife's laptop died, and as a result she needed it to finish out, because she's still technically in her externship even though she's working. So she is needing her laptop to be able to do all of her school posts that are required on a weekly basis, and there's like 5 things that she has to do. No laptop, she can't do them. So she could use my desktop, and I offered it to her, but she likes her desk, she likes her little space, and that's fine. So I ended up being able to pick up a laptop plus these components, and I can hopefully get what I'm hoping is another 8 years out of this stuff, because if I'm not too quick to upgrade, I should be able to make it work just fine. So that's kind of about it, really. I'm going to get to editing this video, I'm going to hop into the Minecraft realm, and then I am going to get myself ready for the day, because I'm still in pajamas. But really appreciate everybody taking the time. Hope everybody's doing great. Really excited to see what is going to be coming out for the rest of the year on Nintendo Switch. Whatever the next Nintendo Direct is, we're actually going to talk about it a little bit for what I'm excited for and what I want to play. I have been playing some Stardew Valley, I should say also. Mostly in the mornings on the weekends whenever I'm awaiting the wife to sleep in a little bit so she can get some more rest. But it is, so far, it's still great. It's still a great game. I finished my very first spring season pack, I guess, in the community center. I'm terrible at the naming because I'm still trying to get it all down, but I guess they have, like, whenever you're trying to rebuild the community center, there's a bunch of different packages that you have to complete. So I finished the regular spring vegetable package, and I started the Gold Star package in another area of that. So we've already started progress in the community center, and from what I can tell, it's going to take a long time to get that thing rebuilt. I'm excited for it, though. Other than that, just going to be expanding the farm and doing all that kind of fun stuff. Other gaming-wise, Tekkit, I had mentioned briefly. Tekkit we're going to get back into. I have up to episode 6 recorded. I don't have it edited yet. I think episode 4 just came out this past Friday. Episode 5 will come out next week. This will come out tomorrow. I've got myself pretty well set up for that, and the reason being is because I want to give myself enough time to do the build of the rebuild of the computer, which is going to happen probably this coming week. So either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, I've got to do it, and as a result, I have to do a fresh Windows install. And I'm really hoping that the way I do it and the way that I've got myself planned, I'm going to be good to go, because that I just wanted to post first time and be done. And then get to downloading some of the programs that I need for the editing and for playing games and being able to get back into it, and hopefully have a much faster and much nicer game response time. It'd be nice. So, yeah, we're just going to leave it there. I'm going to ramble on if I keep going or keep wanting to talk. So, you guys, really appreciate everything. Thank you so much for the comments on Discord about how things are going. If you have any feedback, feel free to let me know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Any comments, toss them down below. If you would like to join me on the Discord for the Offset Collective, the link for the invite to our chat session is going to be down in the description. We are trying to keep things friendly, light, and fun. Keep it casual, have some fun, and be positive about it. We don't want any negativity, because we try to build this really great community around us that enjoys the game, enjoys any gaming, and it doesn't matter the platform, be it tabletop or digital or video game console, PC, whatever. If you play it and you want to talk about it, come find us. Click below and join us on the Discord. But really, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope everybody's doing really well, safe, healthy, and happy. And we will see you guys all later, right? Take care, everybody. See ya.